So dividing mixed numbers. It has dividing mixed numbers and fractions. I could have put dividing mixed numbers, whole numbers, and fractions because we're going to be doing all of that. But your steps are up here. So step 1 is to change everything to a proper or improper fraction. So change your mixed numbers, change your whole numbers. Okay, so you have to have both fractions have to be composed of just a numerator and a denominator. Step 2, because we're dividing, we have to do copy dot flip. So remember, we copy the first fraction, we change our division to multiplication, and we flip the last fraction. And then step 3 and 4 is just multiply, so we cross reduce or we cross simplify, whichever way you want to think of this. If you want to write down simplify, do that. It's the same thing. And then we multiply straight across, multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators, and then change back to a mixed number if needed. Now, when we're dividing mixed numbers, I don't think we'll get as many mixed numbered answers as we did with multiplying, just because usually when we're dividing, we're making our answers smaller. So keep that in mind, but if you can change it back to a mixed number, make sure you do that. And then simplify always. If you need to add that in there, add that in there. So always simplify your answer. So make sure you have this first example written down. This is what we're going to go through together. And we're just going to follow the steps. And then I'll probably do 2, maybe 3 with you guys and have you guys do a bunch on your own. So 3 1/2 divided by 2 1/4. So we need to change our mixed numbers. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 2. So we have 7 over 2 divided by, and then 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9 over 4. And this becomes just a regular division problem. So we copy the first fraction, 7 over 2. We dot, we change our division to multiplication, and we flip our last fraction. So instead of 9 over 4, we have 4 over 9. Now we just multiply like normal, so we're going to look at our, look for some cross reducing. So what can we pull out of 2 and 4? 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. Can I cross simplify the 7 and the 9? No. So we just multiply across. What's 7 times 2? 14. And 1 times 9 is 9. So in this case, this is an improper fraction, so we have to change it back to a mixed number. How many times is 9 going to 14? Once. With how many left over? 5. Denominator stays the same. So 1 5/9 is our answer for
Please
that.
put an interruption. Caleb Verweeby, please go to the buses at this time. Caleb Verweeby, please go to the buses at this time.
Questions on where 1 5/9 came from? If we look at this up here, and I did just, so if I were to round this, this would be 4 divided by 2. If I were to estimate this, what's 4 divided by 2? Oh boy, what's 4 divided by 2? 2. Is our answer pretty close to 2? 1 5/9? Then yeah, we probably have a pretty good answer. Let's do some more. Go ahead and write this first one down. 4 4/5 divided by 1 1/6. 4 4/5 divided by 1 1/6. If we were to estimate this one, 4 4/5 is closest to what whole number? No. 5. It's in between 4 and 5, right? But 4/5 is saying we're closer to 5. And then 1 1/6, what's that closest to? 1 or 2? If I were to draw this out, we have 1 whole and 1/6. Is that closer to 1 or 2? 1. We have 1 whole and then just a tiny bit more. What's 5 divided by 1? 5. So our answer should be somewhere around 5. Ooh. Thanks. So let's start by changing them to improper fractions. What's 5 times 4? 20 plus 4 over 5. So we have 24 over 5 divided by 6 times 1 plus 1 over, good, 7 over 6. But because it's division, we have to do copy dot flip. I'm going to do it over here. So we copy the first fraction. We change our division to multiplication. And we flip our last one. Can we cross simplify anything here? We have a 5 and 6. Can we pull anything out of those? What about 7 and 24? No. So we have lots of multiplying to do here. Let's see. 6 times 4 is 24. And then we would carry the 2. And then 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. And then what's 5 times 7? 35. So now what we need to figure out is how many times does 35 go into 144? Who wants to take a guess? Is it going to be closer to 1, closer to 10, or somewhere in between? Jamie? If we did, let's think about this a second. What's 35 times 10? 350. Is it close to 10 then, if this is 144? And 10 is 350? No. So we're going to be somewhere in between. Jonathan, take a guess. Between 7 and 8? Let's try 7. Let's do 35 times 7. We get 35, 21, 22, 23, 24. Are we close? No, we're a good 100 off here. Between 245 and 144. So who wants to take another guess? Victoria? 35 times what are we going to do to get to 144? If 7 was way too big. Okay, 2. Well, let's just do that in our head then. So 35 times 2, that's 70. Sarah? Let's try 4, and I think 4 is a pretty good guess. We get 20, and then we get 12, 13, 14. What do you think? Is that good? Can we do another one? No, because it goes in how many times then? How many times was that? 4, and that's 140, so how many's left over? 4. Denominator stays the same. So 4 and 4 35ths. That's a big one. Let's do one more together, and then you guys are going to do the last 4 on your own. Did everybody get that? I'll rewrite that answer up here so I can erase it. So write down number 8. So 2 and 3/4 divided by 3/8. What's 4 times 2?
8.
8 plus 3? Over? So we have 11 over 4 divided by, do I have to change this one? No, because it's not a mixed number and it's not an it's not a whole number. So we're just going to leave that. And what am I going to do next? Copy dot flip. So we copy, we dot, we flip. Can I cross simplify anything here? Yeah, just the 4 and the 8 though. We can't do anything with the 11 and the 2. But what's 4 divided by 4? And what's 8 divided by 4? Good. 11 times 2? 22 over 7 times, that's 21. So how many are left over? 1. Denominator stays the same. Go ahead and finish these on your own. So the first one, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14 over 3. Divided by, we get 6, plus 5 is 11 over 6. And then we copy, we dot, we flip. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. And we get 28 over 11. 11 goes into 28 twice because that's 22. So there's 6 left over. Denominator stays the same. Number 10. We get 8 plus 7 is 15 over 8, divided by 2 plus 1 is 3 over 2. And then we copy, we dot, we flip. And we cross simplify both of these. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. 3 goes into itself once, and 3 goes into 15 5 times. So we get 5 over 4. 4 goes into 5 once, with 1 left over. Denominator stays the same. Next one, 16 plus 5 is 21 over 8. Divided by, we do not have to change 3/4. And then we copy, we dot, we flip, and again we can cross simplify both of these. 3 goes into itself once, and 3 goes into 21 7 times. 7 over 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 2 goes into 7, oh boy. 2 goes into 7 3 times, that's 6, so there's 1 left over, denominator stays the same. And then the last one, we get 27 over 10 divided by 5, so 9 over 5. And then we copy, we dot, we flip, and again we can do both. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice, 9 goes into itself once, 9 goes into 27 3 times. So we get 3 over 2. 2 goes into 3 once with 1 left over. Denominator stays the same.